Hello friends, I am C. Arun Tiwari, and in this video I'm going to tell you three important investments for next 10 years. So let's begin. Hello friends, as you might be aware, most of you, apart from being a chartered accountant and handling NRI cases and tax related litigations, I'm an avid investor, a long-term investor, and I really believe in that. So when you're thinking about investment, you have to think long-term. You cannot invest in a company whose era is already bygone. You have to think about those areas and those companies which are going to come in next 10 years. And in that way I research three areas. Basically, I have not researched, I read a lot of like generally I read journals, interviews, and from there I found out that three areas where you can focus to invest for next 10 years which are going to come up. And if you find some good companies, they are going to create a very good, very big wealth for you. So which are these three areas? And I will also suggest some companies in that which you can definitely do research your own, or you can find somebody who can do research for you, and then you can invest some part of that. So let's begin. So first area, if I talk about where which is going to be a future, is telecom industry, or if I talk specifically 6G. So 5G is already there, 6G is going to come. Now you can ask, sir, it is out of something different. People talk about AI and all. Now let me tell you one very simple thing. If AI comes, they need a huge amount of data to be transferred without any interruption. Either you driving a self-driving car or you are managing some kind of robotics workshop or factory. The data has to be continuous, which is only possible on 6G. So 5G is like a motorcycle, if I say, and 6G will be more like a fighter jet. So it will be at least 100 times faster than 5G. Now, already rollout of 6G has been started in some countries, but if I talk about India, they also have a very big target about 6G, because if you see, the India is the fifth country which is holding, you can say, IP registration related to 6G. A lot of copyrights and patents they have. So it's a big thing. So basically, the government also has committed, I think, 10,000 crores for development of 6G, because 6G is going to be holding the future of AI. So AI itself will not work until they have the infrastructure to work that AI or the autonomous vehicles, which basically going to drive themselves. So lots of people talk about AI. The problem with AI, still there are so many things has to be come up, and we have to see how it is going to work in practical life. But one thing is very sure about the telecom, 6G is going to come, and it's very crucial for AI. So if AI is going to grow, 6G definitely going to grow. And another big good thing about that, which is not available in AI. In AI, if I'm going to find out some good companies, most of the companies are either unlisted or they are doing 10,000 different works. So I cannot find something which is only working in AI and they're a listed company. And generally, I don't go for unlisted company. But in telecom, in India, it's well defined. You can go with two companies, which most of you know, Airtel, and then you can go for Jio. And one more thing, Adani is also going to jump in this foray. So you have to look out how Adani and when they are going to jump. So you have very limited number of players, so they're going to be a very dominating market for them. And then the AI going to come. We are definitely going to need a lot of data, consuming a lot of data, and this company are going to make a lot of profit. So I think you have to think about investing in telecom, especially for the companies which are going to come for 6G. And as the news is, I think Tata is also going to re-jump in the telecom sector. So the first sector is the telecom sector. Now, let's talk about the second sector which you can look forward to build a massive wealth in next 10 years. It's, if I talk about renewable energy. Now we are talking about solar panel, wind energy and all this from quite some time. But one thing understand, it is non-negotiable. If the earth has to survive, it has to get away with the fossil fuels. Because if you can't, the future is uncertain. It's not about future, it's about the health, the future of health, our health. So renewable energy is going to come. If you know this news, I think some European countries or European Union, if I say properly, has banned that after 2000, I think 27 or I think 30, they're talking 2030, there will not be any IC engine, internal combustion engine. They are going to completely ban. So now you understand how serious people are on that. Now, if I'm talking about renewable energy, it's not about renewable energy. It is about the whole ecosystem. So it's a batteries, a solar panel, wind energy. Then there is an electric vehicle. Then there is a converters. So whatever things where we're going to shift from this fossil fuel to renewable energy, it's a massive shift. It's a massive shift, and it's not only I'm saying. Lots of big investors are talking about. Now let's talk about how to invest, what kind of companies are available in India if I really want to take benefit of renewable energy. So I can talk about Ola, which is recently listed. Ola, which is manufacturing the this thing. Yes, they have the quality issues. That's why the share is available on discount. So somebody may think about long term. Definitely, they have to fix it. Second thing, going to talk about Hyundai. Hyundai is bringing their IPO, and Hyundai also have EV cars. So maybe in future they are going to focus more on EV cars, and Hyundai is the I think the one of the best car maker in India at this point. So this one company you can consider. Now you can consider about the companies which are making batteries. Now nowadays, if I talk, most of the battery maker in India are making normal batteries, right? So you talk about Exide, you talk about Amara Raja. So these are all making normal batteries. But one thing understand, if EV going to come, they have to shift their business. So these are also you can consider. You can consider about Suzlon. It's a quite some time a company which make a wind energy. Then you can think about Adani Energy and all this. So there are quite some companies which are already there, which are working toward that. You can also think about companies which are making hydrogen-based engine, hydrogen-based fuel. Okay, so those are the areas you can consider for next 10 years. And these are the companies, a few companies I give it to, you do a little bit of search and you will find more companies which are working on renewable energy. But of course, Hyundai, I'm going for. Again, one more disclaimer I want to give, friends. Whatever I'm talking here is not a financial advice. Please consult with your financial advisor if you have any before investing in any of my ideas or suggestion I'm giving here. It's not a financial suggestion. Of course, you have to do your own research if you really want to make money from your own money. So take care of that. Third sector, if I want to talk about, is defense sector. Now everybody knows defense about, but if I talk about India, the India defense sector, it has many reasons to invest, and you have seen the shares might have gone down a little bit, but it's a good news because I can pick up shares at a lower price. Now, let me give first reason, then will give some companies where you can search and invest. So, reason number one, the defense is completely changing. If you talk about the tanks, the tanks are already outdated. The fighter jets will be soon outdated. The submarines will be outdated because most of these are going to work as you can say drones without human intervention. With AI and all, they will become more autonomous. So if you talk about the future wars, it will not be human against human, it may be human against machine or machine against machine. And this is not going to take a lot of time. Not talking about 1,000 years, I'm just talking about next 10 years. This is all going to change. And India, why we are talking about India? India has to focus on self-reliance in this area. The reason is very simple. The Russia, the way it is behaving, you cannot trust them to deliver things on time. Although they have a lot of technologies, their economy is still not in a proper way. With war and everything and sanction, I don't think you can really rely on a country which is economically almost destroyed. You cannot trust European Union and US as well because they are more like a country where they just put they can change their stand in one night. So for defense you need a long-term allies, long-term people, right? So the India doesn't have any option. There is a big neighboring country which is soon going to be a superpower like China is there, so they have no option. They have to work very hard on developing their own defense system. That's why they're working so hard, investing so much money. And the good part, they are now inviting private players also. So if somebody says about PSU, maybe I'm not very much excited, but if somebody talks about the private players, I'm really interested. So you talk about Tata Defense Equipments Manufacturing, you can talk about Kalyani, you can talk about Ashok Leyland, you can talk about Mahindra. They are bringing some sort of this, and these are most of them are listed, right? So good thing I can lay my hand on that. Now, all the PSUs are not bad. Some PSUs are really good. So I can talk about Gardon Rich. I can talk about other ship manufacturing companies which are really doing good, and they are not only in defense. They are also developing shipping like equipments for different countries also. So they are somewhat MNCs now. So I just give you a hint. You find out more companies. There are also companies which are working on drone system. I'm not getting the name, but if you search there recently, there is a company which is basically listed on stock exchange, and they specifically working on drones. And I feel the drones and the AI is the future of warfare, because then the engaging a war will become very cheap, very targeted. You can find a person, you can shoot that person without sending your, you can say, agents or your soldiers there and risking their life. So this is going to be a future. Just think about that. The how the defense is going to be after 10 years, and you will find it's a massive transformation from normal tanks, aircraft, and everything which humans used to drive, to the aircraft and submarine and everything which automatically going to work themselves, and not only going to work, they're going to decide, they're going to create strategy. So if I talk about that, it's a complete change in the scenario in next 10 years. And as an investor, I have to be there. I have to invest my money there. So I told you these three areas. If you want more specific stocks, and definitely you can put me as a comment section. I will give you more ideas to search, to research. Always I tell you friend one thing: if it's your money, it has to be your mind, your research, not somebody else. Of course I can help you, somebody can help you, but end of the day you have to decide what is good for you, what is bad for you. So hope these three ideas or areas which I given to you, I can give you some other areas, but these are the areas which is going to completely change. It is not like happening 1 2 3, it's happening to 14 16 64, it's exploding. So just think about it, put some money to these ideas, and definitely they are going to make a lot of wealth for you in long term. So friend, these three areas which are given to you for next 10 years to think and invest will definitely help you to become a better investor and a more richer investor. That's all in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.